Hiya, me again. We've come out to the woods today for a day just doing some kind of bushcrafty stuff. I was meant to be on Dartmoor camping this weekend. Yet another camp has been rained off. It's been alright today, but tomorrow is meant to be horrific. 50-mile-an-hour winds plus heavy rain, and with my lift arrangements I was going to have to be out in it for about 8 hours, which don't fancy. So yeah, change of plan again, really frustrating again, but yeah, so we've come to the woods, so yeah, come on, let's see what we can get up to today. Okay, so we have set up a tarp over kind of camp, so where we've got a bench. We are going to have a fire. Now this could be interesting because it has been awful weather the last couple of weeks, so much rain, it's unreal. So finding some dry wood will be interesting. We've already seen a couple of dead standing trees on our way into camp, so we're going to have to split those down and get to the nice dry nitty gritty bit inside. So yeah, so that's the first job, go and get some firewood. We're going to have steaks cooked on the fire today, only I forgot to bring them. Yep. So we stopped on the way to the woods. There is a specialist sausage place, so we stopped there, and so we've got some really special sausages to try, so that'll be amazing. So actually quite looking forward to that. So yeah, so come on, let's go and find some firewood, or try to find some firewood. Right, so in our search for some dead standing wood, so we found this one, which as you can see is totally rotten to the core, bad to the bone. So obviously that one's a bit too far gone, and there was another one further back that was the same, but this one, this little beauty here, is, if I show you all the way up to the top, I don't know, well, you probably can't tell actually on camera, but there's nothing green growing on that at all. You can actually see from a bit further up on the trunk there that it is dead, and it's a bit wobbly, so that's the one that we're gonna take down. I can't remember if I've shown you my little saw. It goes down really small to fit in your rucksack, but it's a great little saw. Just got to remember how to put it together. It says, it's always a bit fiddly, especially when you haven't done it for a little while, but it is very clever. I love the fact that it just slides down the side of my rucksack. I'm sure there must be an easier way of doing this. I would normally be doing this sitting down, to be fair, as well. I'm trying to do it standing up. Get in! So easy, she says. There we go. A little bow saw. Oh. Okay. So this is the beast. And I'm going to try and tackle it from this side, I think. going to take cut it in half basically and drag it back to camp, and we'll process it there. Did weights yesterday. I think I need a new blade on my saw. Some of it's me being a weakling. I'll openly hold my hands up to that. So I definitely don't think my blade's the sharpest. Right, I've left my glamorous assistant processing some more of the tree for me while I give my arms a rest. Honestly, I did a weights workout yesterday, my arms are killing today. So we've just come off into this section of the wood on the hunt for a piece of hazel. We are gonna get a piece of green hazel to make some tongs for turning our sausages and for making some skewers for some vegetable kebabs as well. So it's not going to be wasted. So to kind of come off, we call this section of wood the light realm. And then over in the distance over there is the dark realm. We've always called it that since the kids were small. Right, let's have a look. I'll bring you back when we found the perfect piece. Right, I found a bit here that will do. Got my Barco folding saw, which is a brilliant little bit of kit. Tree. So we've got some vegetables with us. We're going to make some kebabs and use some of this to make some skewers. I'm going to use some of it to make some tongs. The bottom end I might even use to make a little spoon, so definitely going to make full use of this. And I think we're going to use some of the very end pieces to use as like withies to make a tripod to hang a pot on. So yeah, definitely not going to be wasted. So in our hunt for a piece of green hazel, we collected some dead standing hazel to help get the fire going, so I'm just going to snap some of this into shorter pieces. So, and this is bone dry, even though, I mean, my god, the rain we've been having here in the last few weeks, this is totally bone dry, so it's perfect for getting the fire going. I must admit I'm quite relieved, because I was a bit worried whether we'd find anything dry, to be fair, but yeah, it's all good. Just splitting these down quite small, like for kindling, really. Oh, she says. Trying to. Oh my god. not not used to having to hold something so big with both hands. Oh my god. Oh my god. Right, let me tie this around. There we go. Right, I'm just going to get the fire going now. The guy in the woods opposite is using some kind of machinery, making a right racket, so I apologise now. You might not be able to hear it, but it is certainly disturbing our peace and quiet. So far we've used some tiny bits of wood we've collected from under the holly, some dead standing hazel, and then this is the wood from the dead standing tree that we cut down that I've split up. So it's going to be very smoky today. You can feel how damp everything is, but hopefully dry enough to kind of keep us going. Got my jumper back on again now. Honestly, it's hot and then it's cold, and then obviously sawing wood I got really hot and now I'm cold again. So we've got some willow. we've got some willow here, so we had to have some willows taken down in the woods because they were totally rotten. So we've got a pile, and we've gradually been using it for various different things, so it's been really, really handy. But we're going to use some of this willow to make a tripod today, to hang a pot over the fire. We've got a piece of willow that we are going to use the bark to make some willow string. So I'm just going to cut some legs for the tripod from this. Then we're going to use the green piece of hazel that I cut down earlier. We're going to use the end of that to make some withies to tie the tripod together. So yeah, trying to kind of do as much as I can today really. So yeah, let's get more sawing, more sawing. So, she says, got 3 pieces. Obviously they're not overly straight, but they'll be fine to make a tripod. Somehow. Looks like one of those aliens out of War of the Worlds. But yeah, so they'll be good. So now just to find a bit to make the pot hanger. Okay, so I'm going to use this bit to make my pot hanger. So I just need to cut off here and off about here and then off up here. She says pointing and you can't see up here. So yeah, more sawing. Honestly, my arms are killing me today. So there we go. I'm just going to cut a little notch underneath this bit for the cord just to, and it will just hang. Good, isn't it? Love it. Love coming out and doing all these bushcrafty things. Just say something. There's something so satisfying about it. There you go, notch cut out. Now to make our tripod. Bending a lot more than it was. Surprisingly, it's quite hard. Put my gloves on. Better late than never, eh? It's quite warm. Whipping myself repeatedly. So I've got another piece of hazel. And with this piece I'm going to try to make some tongs for turning our sausages on the fire. So yeah, I'll kind of show you the process as I do it. So I've only done this once before and it was ages ago. So you basically use your knife to split the length of the piece of wood. I've done it about this length because I think obviously the tongs are going to be half the length of that. So it should be about the right length. So I'm going to use my knife to split down the whole length of it, and then you twist it in the middle to kind of break up the fibres, so that then you can bend it in half and you've got some springy tongs. They work so well. But yeah, let's see if I can do this, shall we? It's been a while. I've only got my little knife with me today. Very wobbly bench. So you don't use a baton to keep hammering the knife all the way down. You have to kind of do it by eye, which is not very easy to do. Because we're already going off. So basically you wiggle the knife down. I don't know if you can see the split there. Yeah, so you kind of wiggle the knife and you're trying to get the split as even as possible both sides, so it's a bit slowly catchy monkey. Always love that saying. So I might bring you back in a minute because this could take me a while. Don't want to bore you all. I'll bring you back in a sec. Okay, so I had to do a bit of saving really, so I managed to split it, but it was really wonky and kind of twisted, so I had to carve it to get it roughly in half and kind of equal size, if you like, all the way down. And I took a bit more off the middle with my knife, because then you have to twist it to loosen the fibres so that you can bend it. So it is now, I don't know if you can see that, it is now starting to move. So the fibres are just loosening enough that you can then bend it in half to make your tongs, and then I'll make sure that the two ends kind of line up and things. But so cool, isn't it? Be able to start bending it in half soon. Gently twisting. Really smoked out. Right. So I've just kept, it's pointless just you sit there for ages watching me. So I've just kept twisting and twisting and twisting, and then used like another piece of wood just to kind of gradually bend this round. So I know it doesn't look very pretty, but at the end of the day it's functional, isn't it? But it does now go round, and there's quite a bit of give on that, like to give you some like spring in it. So I'm just going to shape the ends a little bit, because you can see don't quite marry up at the ends, but yeah, that'll do for turning our sausages. Thank God, because I'm starving. Blinded by the light. Look at me, I look like an angel. Right, so got lots of projects on the go today. So got this piece of willow to make willow string. So the first job I need to do is to I've just started scraping off the bark from the very outside, and I'm collecting it. I've got my tarp in my lap so that I can just collect as much of it as possible, and then I'm going to put it in my billy can with some water. So yeah, just collecting this now. It's very satisfying. Okay, so I've sat here, my arm's aching, honestly. I've sat here, I've taken all the outer bark off of the piece of willow, managed to cut my thumb in the process, brilliant. So I've got my billy can here is full of all the outer bark, and my next job is to use my knife to cut all the way down the length of the stick into the inner bark, basically, because that's the next bit of the process, is to remove all the inner bark from the stick. So that's my next job. Okay, so I've cut a slice all the way down the length of this whole stick through the inner bark down to the wood, and then I've just used my knife just to prise the top away here. I can already tell this is going to be so satisfying. So just loosening the bark all the way down. Look at that, you see? Oh, love it. And then she says it's not. And then what I should be able to do is look at this. Oh, satisfying. Be able to peel it all the way. She says. Bit of a knot. Knots are a pain in the bum. Really cold inside. Splitting it a bit. Honestly, these knots. Just going to loosen it off, I think, all down here a bit. Make it a bit easier. And then you're left with one beautifully clean and straight stick, which might make a walking stick, maybe. Don't know if it's long enough, we'll have to see. And one big strip of the inner bark. So what I'm going to do now is cut this into like ribbons, almost strings if you like, and then put all of those in my billy can with some water, the outer bark and some ash from the fire, and then it just boils away for 40 minutes. Kind of bit thin. At the end. I may be here a while, you might want to go away. So we bought 4 different flavoured sausages today from a special sausage shop, which I'm going to link in the description. But yeah, so we bought some hickory smoked sausages and some pork and leek and some ye olde English sausages. So I'm really looking forward to trying these bad boys. Can't beat a good sausage. So yeah, they're working really well. And I don't know if you can see here, we've finished the tripod, which we tied together with the withy that we made. And then obviously is our little pot hanger and my little, concoction of willow bark, the inner bark, which literally looks like massive strips of tagliatelle or something. And some ash from the fire and some water, and that's it now. So that's just going to bubble away, and yeah, I'm going to get on and prepare some veggies in a minute for some kebabs. So yeah, I'm starving as well. Honestly, this has been a long time coming. So I'm just come for a little walk away from camp for a minute, and yeah, just thought I'd bring you down into the woodland a bit more, really. One of the unfortunate things about owning woodland is when we have storms, or is it? We quite often lose trees, and that's a biggie. It's really hung up as well, so it's going to be a bit of a pain to get down. It's massive, absolutely massive. So yeah, I'm just coming down here. So we've got a couple of really big oak trees. She says, hang on. Whoop, before I fall in the ditch. Yeah, so I'm coming down to have a look to see whether, with the recent storms, either of them have dropped anything that I might be able to carve something out of. So I'm just going to come down here and have a look, because I know I mentioned it on a previous video. I've gone over 500 subscribers. I'm now over 550. Mental. Thank you so much. So I've kind of got an idea of something that I want to do for a giveaway. Not going to spoil it just yet, but I need some wood. So I'm just coming down to see whether or not it's left me a present, because how amazing would that be? And I'm also thinking as well, not that I've told you anything, and I'm really sorry for the wind noise. I've left my microphone at home. The wood from the willow, then obviously I've used all the bark, and then you're left with that beautiful piece of wood afterwards. It is about the right size for a walking stick. So I might make a walking stick and do that as a giveaway. So watch this space. Yeah, I'll bring you back in a second when I'm down at these oak trees. So there's one of our lovely oak trees. Gorgeous, isn't it? And really old. But no presents for me. Well, I say unfortunately, obviously it's brilliant. But yeah, would have been amazing. Never mind. The right piece of wood will come to me at the right time. Another one of our oak trees. They all seem to be along this edge of the woodland. We'll just look at it. Oh yeah, nothing there for me to do. I thought this might be quite interesting for some people. Not teaching you to suck eggs, and I'm sure some people know this, but this is the spruce section of our wood, and you can see how tall these trees are. Okay, and this one that's come down. But if you look at how shallow the root plate is, it's mad. It's about a foot deep. It's absolutely insane. If I can get a bit closer so you can see it side on. I'm sorry about the sun. But look, it's mental. I find it mind-boggling. every time we lose a spruce tree. So at some point the tree itself will be cut down, and if we're lucky the whole root plate will just fall back into the hole. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, this is the reason we never camp in the spruce section of this wood. Like, just wouldn't ever do it, not ever. So the first time we camped here, actually we did camp in the spruce section, kind of where I'm standing actually, but it looked very different then. Didn't really think anything of it at all, but then having had the woodland for quite a few years now, kind of starting to realise, actually, hang on a minute, we lose a lot of spruce trees. So just, if we know it's going to be windy, we just don't come. When I was here for my camp the other day, if any of you saw that, hopefully you did, I was up the other end of the wood, and there's very few spruce trees up that end, and we've not lost hardly any trees up that end. The ones we have all been willow, and the willow seems to really suffer with rotting from the inside basically. So we've lost huge amounts of willow, but then it resprouts, so it's quite good really. But would never camp in the spruce section. So that'd be one huge word of advice really for newbie people starting out with wild camping and stuff. They look beautiful, and like I've said in previous videos, it feels almost spiritual to me to be in a spruce woodland. So calm and peaceful, but I'd never camp under them, just wouldn't do it. Those trees, oh yeah, don't bear thinking about. So yeah, so after all that, my search for a piece of wood continues. Oh well. So I just wanted to show you this. You see right down inside there. Look at that. So it's an old tree that's just all hollowed, and it's where the sticks or the branches or whatever were on the outside, and then when you look inside, that's what it looks like. Ooh. How weird's that? Look like little willies. So childish. Right, I've just finished scoffing sausages. So good. We haven't done the vegetables because we're kind of just running out of time. So the willow bark has finished boiling. It's had 40 minutes. We've just taken it off the fire. It's just been sitting here for a minute while we scoffed. And now it's time to just drain the water off. Basically what this process does is stains my pot. It stains the willow bark brown, and just makes the fibres stronger and more pliable and stuff. Yeah, I can't make the willow string today, but I'm going to hang it out to dry and then take it all home with me, and then another day I'll show you the process of how you actually make the string. Now to drain, if you can see what's... Looks tasty. So I'm just going to drain it down here. Will my poor pot ever be the same? It's a really good job to do with a pale grey top on as well. Delightful. So next job then is to hang it out to dry. I'm just going to hang it over this line. I'm literally flicking it everywhere. Such a dirty girl. It's too tall even for me. surprising how many strips I got just from that one stick, to be honest. Right, all that's left in there now is just the sludge from the outer bark and the other odd bits of ash and stuff. So I'm just going to tip this away, rinse my pot out, and then yeah, just leave those bad boys to dry. And then yeah, like I said, we'll take these home and I'll show you the actual string making another day. Nice. Right, I'm going to wrap up the video here, guys. We've just eaten. I've done the next part of the willow string making process. Can't get it finished today, kind of run out of time. Yeah, kind of set myself loads of things that I wanted to do today, but you always kind of underestimate how long it takes you to do all the things. So kind of running out of time now. I think it's gone 6 o'clock and it's a good hour and a half to get home. So yeah, so I'm gonna sign off now. I really hope you've enjoyed coming with us. You wouldn't believe from the weather we've had today that tomorrow is meant to be awful, awful weather. But hopefully I'll be able to bring you a camp in the next couple of weeks, get back out on Dartmoor, and yeah, look forward to seeing you all again. So take care and I will see you all soon.